Oh, I got one. Why America's most hated animal is underrated. In the thumbnail, it looks like a wolf, but then on the left, there's a wolf. So I don't know. Maybe a coyote? Might be a coyote. Let's check it out. What do you guys think this is? Possum? That's not a possum. Fox? It seems too big. No one hates a fox. Dog? We hate dogs in America, let me tell you. You would say fox, but the tail don't fit? We'll find out. I don't know. I've never seen a coyote, brother. Do we have coyotes in the Northeast? I don't even know, man. Anyway, let's run it. Okay. All right. Jump scare start. What the hell is that? Is that it? It's a rabbit? I think it's an eagle pulling a rabbit.
What's the most underrated animal? See,
Rats.
That's almost a trick question.
Easy.
Because of the very definition of underrated. Because if everyone agrees that this one thing is underrated, then, well, it's really not that underrated.
Kind of true.
If I ask you what animals,
but the answer's rats.
Because again, if a majority of people can agree that
also
one
rats.
animal gets too much,
Rats are also overhated.
Isn't that overhated? And that applies to animals I can guarantee you've already thought of. Like, I'll bet at least one person thought sharks.
Did you think shark? I didn't think shark. Sharks are chill, man. People like sharks now. We got Shark Week. We've had Shark Week for years. Sharks have so much positive press.
Well, actually, sharks have gotten pretty good PR over the years.
See?
Mostly because we realize we murk hundreds of millions of them a year. That and dolphins started getting
True.
the smoke that was previously reserved for sharks.
Dolphins.
And believe it or not, gorillas used to get that same type of smoke
Really?
too. Thanks to King Kong, there was a time where people saw our vegan bodybuilding cousins as violent, malicious hell.
Because of King Kong? Brother, if you watched King Kong and you come away thinking King Kong's the bad guy, you have zero media literacy, brother. The humans are the bad guy.
Basically, what we know chimpanzees are, we thought gorillas were. It took a kid falling into a gorilla pen and, you know, not dying for public perception to change. I'm talking about Binti, by the way. Harambe, that's a...
We gotta look up the story of Binti one day. This dude always references Binti. He like sets us up to think it's Harambe. It never is. It's always Binti. I don't know who Binti is, but shout out them.
Another story. But speaking of PR, maybe nobody's has gotten more of a 180 than the wolf. An animal that was...
Maybe it is about the wolf then.
So feared and loathed that people did everything in their power to keep wolves from breathing US oxygen. Wasn't until we realized, one, we kind of need wolves, and two, wolves are actually terrified of people, for us to change how we felt about them. So really, none of these animals can be called the most overhated.
Okay, it's not the wolf. Then it needs to be coyote.
Consequently, most of you would have to dislike it enough to disagree that it gets too much hate in the first place. Which is why this isn't a shark, gorilla, or even a wolf video. But before I tell you what it is, we recently just passed the 2-year anniversary of this channel that again pretty much started by accident. So in the spirit of change...
When did he upload this? 2 years ago. Oh, damn, 4 years? Shout out this guy.
New beginnings.
Legit like the greatest channel on YouTube.
There's so much f***ing room now. Yeah, this is life now. Anyway, for an animal that's truly overhated, it's not enough for just people to have it out for them. And it's the fact that almost anything with a pulse is born instinctively hating coyotes that puts them here. If there's one thing you learn in this video, it's that no other animal gets treated more like nature's stepchild than the coyote.
Okay, coyote confirmed. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think I've ever actually seen a coyote. Like, you showed me this, I'd be like, fox. Wolf maybe? Fox. I guess it's like a coyote kind of is like a cross of a wolf and a fox.
Red-haired
in a way.
child at that.
You hate coyotes? Damn, chat really hates coyotes. I've never seen a coyote, man. They look kind of cute. Like, in real life, I've never seen one. As far as images go, honestly, I really don't think I have. Why would... I'm just hit play. But chat hating them so much is scaring me a little bit. I feel like we're going to uncover some very disturbing lore on coyotes that I don't run up into over here in the Northeast. I'm too safe. I'm isolated from this, brother. I just see chill rats on the side of the street.
While the human wolf arc has actually gone in a positive direction, people seem to hate their cousins as much, if not more, than they did 100 years ago. First, let's talk about what coyotes are. The key difference between a coyote and a wolf is that coyotes wear the face of someone who's seen everything life has to offer and was impressed by none of it. I've never seen an animal look so done with life. Well, except for...
I kind of respect it, dude. I'm vibing with him. My new spirit animal.
This guy. Now, I once said that wolves are everything coyotes are, but better. That wasn't exactly true. Because while wolves usually outcompete coyotes and straight up bully them when they're in the same area...
Highmeister says, the first gun I bought was for keeping coyotes away from my chickens. Okay. So is the angle that coyotes tend to, you know, break into or like farms and things of that nature? and attack the animals. Look, if a coyote like broke into my yard, I don't have a yard, I live in New York, unfortunately, but if like a coyote broke into my yard and like ate my cat, I would genocide his entire family. If a human did that, I would genocide their entire family. So if that's why you guys are hating coyotes, I get it. I fully understand.
Coyotes make up ground by being way
They hunt
more
anything smaller than them. Okay, so they're on demon time.
adaptable. That's actually what helped turn the wolves' image around. Because the absence of wolves meant coyotes were able to run around unchecked and unhinged. And thanks to a diet that consists of literally anything that isn't nailed down, no, seriously, if it fits
Do
out,
the wolves kill the coyotes, or did I just misunderstand that? Maybe I should play that back again. A coyote ended up getting all the outside cats my grandmother had, so they're a pest. Right, nah, bro. We hate coyotes. I'm down. Yeah, most hated animal. Not underrated, though. The first time I gotta disagree with this dude. If they're killing cats, I kill them. It's that simple. You know what is unfortunate? I used to love Wile E. Coyote. He can't be my boy no more. Stick to the Roadrunners.
coyote's throat, they're gonna eat it. Coyotes were able to succeed almost as well in the city as they did in the prairie. You can find a coyote in 49 states, and if there was a Hawaiian border, they'd probably go 50
Listen, to you Midwestern fellas, is this normal? We got a coyote just chilling on the street. He looks a little mangy. I kind of feel bad for him.
for 50. Being able to make a
Guys,
meal
I know I was just talking big, saying like I hate coyotes and I'm gonna kill them all. If like a nice coyote walks up to me, I'm probably gonna be an idiot and be nice to him.
out of almost anything while also being clever enough to avoid
They're
humans.
feeding
is
this
why
guy.
coyotes,
We watched that video about feeding.
like wolves, were able to succeed in urban areas the way most predators couldn't. They're basically travel-sized wolves that identify as raccoons. Any given moment you stand on American soil, you're standing closer to a coyote than you might want to admit. For example, there's about 30,000 Wileys seasoned across
Most missing cats and dogs in my area are because of coyotes. Can a big dog kill a coyote? Yeah, right? I assume the dogs are small. But theoretically speaking, a big dog would 1v1 a coyote, right? 6 times out of 10? Or are these dudes like jacked and I don't know? I can't tell how stupid I'm being. Because like they look small. A wolf is giant. Like a dog's not going to kill a wolf in a 1v1. More often than not. But I feel like an average large dog could take this dude. But maybe they have more tech than I believe. They hunt in packs? Okay. In that case, GG's. Understood.
New York, and chances are you haven't seen one of them.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
almost-
You heard you just said if you live in New York, chances are you've seen none of them. I don't know what these guys do. This is in Queens, though? What is he doing? I think so, dude. He's just walking a
Just
guardrail?
like they all have NordVPN. Because NordVPN creates an encrypted tunnel for your data and protects your identity by hiding your IP address, allowing you to browse the internet in the shadows like a coyote in the city. And you
Earlier
get to enjoy
today,
your internet
I had a
experience without
squirrel
having to worry
on
about
the
your data being
fireplace.
sold on the black market. Or
Squirrels and
whatever
rats,
you do
man.
with that.
Squirrels,
You have
rats,
the option to
pigeons.
connect to one of
The
thousands
holy
of different
trinity.
servers across several different countries. If you ever want to watch SpongeBob on Netflix but can't
Big
in your
bully
area,
breeds rip
Australian
apart
servers are a
coyotes,
hop,
W.
skip, and a button away, without the 18-hour plane ride or the toilet snakes. Also, with super fast servers, you never have to feel like you're compromising your speed for security. And thanks to NordVPN's threat protection, you can enjoy whatever you do on the internet. Again,
Riley
I don't
says,
judge, whatever that may
if a
be,
coyote walks up
without
to you,
having
there's a
worry about
50-50
ads,
chance it has
trackers, and
rabies.
malware.
Is this
So to get
true?
the most out of your streaming service, make sure to go to nordvpn.com/casual.
Like, is that actually
Drop a
true?
huge discount
Because
available
now I don't even want the dogs to
only
like
for a limited
defend
time.
the
A
house.
discount including an
'Cause then they have
4 months
rabies.
free off a 2-year plan. And with NordVPN's
And then
money-back
society
guarantee,
dictates we
it's
must kill
basically
them.
risk-free. You want to know what isn't risk-free? Well, if you're a coyote, breathing. Threat protection would actually be a pretty huge buff to them because, long story short, anything that's in constant contact with a coyote is either taught or born hating them. You're probably familiar with the wolf rating.
I've had how much minutes? I have 4 minutes 25 seconds contact with coyotes, and I've been taught to hate them. It's true.
Relationship. Here's how coyotes fit into that. So wolves have no love and no patience for coyotes, mostly because the latter will try to steal food from them right under their nose, which often gets the coyote put on a shirt on sight. Now, ravens and coyotes often compete for the wolves' leftovers. But because ravens are also one of the smartest things in the world with wings, they'll often snitch on
Geniuses.
thieving coyotes over to their wolf backup. And because why stop there, oftentimes while the coyote is actively running for its life,
Pulling the
raven will fly
homies.
right above it to show the wolves which direction to run in. It's really no different than a helicopter during a high-speed chase. And the result is
pretty
often
lit.
one less coyote to count on the census. And somehow having an airborne black Air Force put a real-life hit on you isn't where it ends for them. Believe it or not, the very symbol of our country is really just an overgrown glorified seagull with the vocal cords of one. And as scavengers, that puts the alopecia pigeon often in direct competition with the wolf's understudy. Not only will bald eagles attempt to bully coyotes away from food, If you're lucky, you'll even see them snatch the food right out of the coyote's mouth and dare them to do something about it. Something that the coyote's a pair of wings and a couple billion years of evolution.
Dude, his propaganda's starting to get to me, man. I'm just seeing these coyotes get bullied and it's making me feel bad. But I gotta remember, they kill the innocent house cats. Do not feel bad for them.
It doesn't stop there. Bears will often unsubscribe coyotes from life before they get the chance to finesse them for food. Cougars do the exact same, except unlike bears, they'll often go out of their way to eat the coyote.
Getting killed by a cougar's gotta be like one of the worst ways, man.
Once in a while, a coyote will make the mistake of stopping for a drink, only to get game overed by a gator. Even raccoons find a way to get their
gators.
As mobs of raccoons have been known to attack.
Hey, he started. The coyote started on this raccoon. He's innocent. This dude's trying to run, okay?
Coyotes. That's why it's never a good idea to beef with something born with its own ski mask. Donkeys come into the world with a raging hate bone for anything that even looks coyote in the face. Which is why not only will donkeys register coyotes from life, they'll also thrash and ragdoll the coyote's soul divorced corpse like a toy. This dog discrimination.
I knew donkeys were like about that life, but that I've never seen them acting out about that life. That was quite violent.
Big bird of South America. Like the donkey, the rhea has an internal prejudice for the entire canine family, and that extends to coyotes. Coyotes aren't usually found in South America, meaning coyotes manage to succeed in being hated by an animal that hasn't even met them yet. And as for humans, well, like I said, Americans hate coyotes more than the metric system. You don't have to see a coyote, you don't even have to live near one. All you have to be is a kid with cable on a Saturday morning to watch a coyote get
Nah, bro, team Wile E. Coyote all day. Listen, we had this like super boomer Wile E. Coyote game. I think it was on like the Sega Genesis or something. And you could play as the Roadrunner or the Coyote. And the Coyotes levels were always way better. Which is probably why I thought I liked Coyotes up until 6 minutes and 28 seconds ago.
Life. Wiley really spent 70 years getting nated on by a bird that really should have been light work in the first place. Like if it wasn't for one animal, coyotes would really be out here with no friends. Coyotes and badgers are nature's
badgers.
Unlikely, since badgers should probably hate coyotes just as much as everyone else, since coyotes have a history of sometimes attacking and
why are they homies?
Badgers. With badgers being a possible threat to coyote pups, the feelings should be mutual. But they managed to put all that aside when they hunt together. Since badgers can dig faster than any mammal.
Hold up. Look at his homie.
Mutual. But they managed to
look at this guy. I want this guy in my corner. I'd feel so much more confident doing anything if this guy was backing me up.
Put all that aside when they hunt together. Since badgers can dig faster than any mammal, including a grown man with a shovel, they're able to flush out animals like ground squirrels and prairie dogs out of their burrows. Trying to hightail it on land puts them on schedule to get run down by the wily coyote. The coyote-badger team-up is so OP that they're actually 3 times more successful when they go out on hunts together. Everyone wins.
Nature's pretty cool, man.
The squirrels. But like wolves and ravens, this isn't just a business relationship. Scientists have seen coyotes and badgers playing with each other and resting together even when food wasn't involved. Coyotes
don't fall for the propaganda.
Friends and licking them while the
remain hateful.
And if you know about badgers, tolerance is their love language. And it makes sense since coyotes and badgers apparently go way back. Way back as in researchers found a Mexican jar believed to be from the 1300s that showed a drawing of the 2 animals together.
You're telling me this isn't a possum?
It's one of the truly wholesome friendships in nature, just like Kevin and his rock. Also, I've shown this clip like 1,000 times, but I never mentioned that that's actually the coyote's play bow. It's usually something you'll only see them do with other coyotes, but occasionally you'll see them do it with other animals. Either way, that's what it looks like when an extrovert adopts an introvert. That's kind of where the positivity ends. Cause like I said, coyotes are the true plumbers of nature. They have to take every for a living. And the coyote carnage peeks out at us. Look, you could probably tell that I have a soft spot for coyotes, but I'm also self-aware enough to realize that if I had a cat or a small dog in coyote country, my feelings would probably be different. Actually, forget pets. If I had a
we love a self-aware king. Shout out him.
Sleep schedule worth defending and I live near this.
Don't foxes also sound extremely annoying? Or do they sound scary? Like, doesn't a fox like shrieking sound like a human? Something like that. I don't know. I just know there's something to do with the way a fox sounds that you wouldn't expect. Like it sounds like they're laughing or something. Both? Sick, bro. Sick. Oh. Every time an ambulance goes by, the coyotes around me scream. We used to have a dog that would always react to the sirens. Damn. Head pat to the little coyote fellas. Listen, I hate them, but also like head pat to the little wild ones, man. They're just trying to eat. They don't know any better. Once again, I will blow their brains out if they come near my cat, but head pat.
Yeah, it would be on site the moment I'd have to hear that at 3 a.m. Other than being menaces to pets, a lot of people hate coyotes because they see them as an EDP level threat to children. Not only that, but if you're a farmer and don't have coyote insurance, I have to assume you also sleep with your life savings under your mattress like Mr. Krabs. Also, it probably doesn't help that they're the reason why Spider-Man doesn't have to be involved.
Bro, backyard at the barnyard? Is that what this is called? This was a banger. The Backyardimals? I don't know, bro. This was a banger, though. Otis. I remember his name. Shout out Otis. What was I gonna say? Yeah, these dudes kind of like remind me of hyenas from Lion King. The way you guys are talking about them. Like, they're super devious. They're super evil. They're always in a pack. They sound mad annoying. They're the hyenas from Lion King.
Ben to still catch the wrong end of a fade. But you want to know where a lot of the coyote hate came from? Seriously,
Eating
you'll never guess
cats.
It. Now with 1,000 tries. Mark.
Damn. All right, he told us. I was gonna say let's try to guess, but it's some white dude.
Twain. I don't know
Mark
what
Twain.
kind of childhood he had, but something clearly happened to make
Some famous white dude.
him hate coyotes as if one took his mother. Mark Twain in 1872 described coyotes as sorry-looking skeletons with gray wolf skin stretched over it, with a tail that forever sags with a despairing expression of misery. Man's really used his understanding of the English language to dunk on a lower mammal. He even called coyotes so disgusting that even fleas would dub them. He called it a lowly coward with teeth so jacked up that the rest of its face is constantly apologizing.
Is he the original hater?
For it. One of the biggest mysteries in nature is what one coyote had to do to make Mark Twain invest so much time and malice slandering.
I mean, clearly one of his cats got eaten, right? That's what I'd say. Is Rose? Yeah, bro, I'm rocking with him. Shout out Mark Twain.
Like I've never
Guys,
seen
why is Mark Twain famous? I just know the name. I'm probably being mad and cultured right now.
a human being so personally offended by the existence of an animal.
He wrote books. That explains why I don't know him. But yeah, actually, that's why his roasts are so good, because he's an author. He knows how to hit you with words. All right, Mark Twain is now officially my favorite author. Book it.
And if Twain was around today, he'd probably post an exposed video about them. And that would be after canceling them on Twitter. But his coyote hit piece got so much clout that it actually played a big part in the reason a lot of people wanted them evicted. From the prairie, from America, from life itself, we basically declared war on an actual prairie dog. Except there was just one issue with this. Coyotes are canine cockroaches. They refuse to be killed. Seriously, it's impossible, and we've tried. Like, Australia gets a lot of grief for losing a war with a great value ostrich, but we've been getting got by a dollar store dingo for the longest. But somehow getting their lunch money taken by wolves constantly for generations taught the coyotes how to cope. In areas where coyotes are heavily hunted, they'll just have more coyotes. Usually coyotes come out by the half dozen, but in areas where hunters have the green light, they can have litters of up to 12. Coyotes even have
I was gonna ask how many comes in a litter. 12?
for this
GG's.
exact reason. A female coyote will call out.
Hi Meister, I have read Go Dog Go by Dr. Seuss. Highly recommend.
As a way to see how many coyotes are in the area. It's like their version of a verbal census. Well, if the female doesn't hear a lot of coyotes in response, that'll trigger something in her body to produce more pups. In one case,
These little fellas are pretty cute though.
Into a widow. What did she do? Well, she left the area, found a male, brought him back, and continued making more coyotes. When it comes to coyotes, understand that 1 minus 1 equals 1. The harder we try to birth them, the harder they work to birth them. And no matter how much everything in nature wants them dead, coyotes will still be out here like,
you can't get rid of me.
We hate the things we can't control. That's why coyotes get no love. And that's where coyotes get their get back on wolves. Because where wolves will often outcompete them in the same area, coyotes are that much more adaptable. And as much as people like to say they hate them, we're actually the biggest reasons why coyotes were able to take their act across every state that isn't an island.
We feed them here as well.
Wolves to the point where we had to physically bring them back, coyotes took the opportunity to turn the United States into its playground. And like the canine cockroaches they are, they were able to survive and thrive in urban environments.
I'm starting to understand why you guys say you hate hearing them at night. I don't hear this, but I can imagine how this sounds. These 3 glowing-eyed demons in the middle of the night just shrieking.
Because, like I said, they will eat literally anything. You can have a garden with apples, pears, and peaches and still suffer coyote casualties. You can leave cat food out for your pet, not realizing you're contributing to a coyote's calories. And as are the rules.
They often pee on their food? What is wrong with these sickos?
Cat food out for your pet, not realizing you're contributing to.
Bro, this dude peed on some cat's food one day. That's terrible.
Coyote's calories. And as are the rules in nature, when you can eat anything, you can live anywhere. Especially because of another fact. Wolves often rely on pack structure to survive. It's the reason why you'll almost never see a healthy adult wolf in the wild by itself. Coyotes can run through life solo or in pairs.
So they can ride solo. A coyote is an introverted wolf? That's kind of based. Just one coyote and his little badger buddy?
That much easier for them to fly under the radar. Speaking of pairs, coyotes are monogamous. They very much mate for life, as in a
He's hidden us with the one animal fact that all the humans respect. They're monogamous. These little demons are monogamous. They don't look like they'd be monogamous. All right, a little bit of respect for coyotes. A little bit.
coyote will find another coyote and decide that's its life now. Mother and father coyote will even go grocery shopping together because that increases their hunting success rate. And here's where they might just win you over. So a lot of their meal prep involves stealing.
They already got me. I'm kind of already went over. Once again, though, I rock with Mark Twain and his roasts specifically because they eat cats.
Much bigger, much more dangerous animals like bears or wolves. So oftentimes it's actually the male coyote that'll go and scope out a possible bounty while the female waits off in the distance. If worse comes to worse and the male coyote gets relieved from life, the female coyote still has a chance to get away. And even though his kids have less of a chance of surviving without their father, it's better than the 0% it would have been if both parents got packed up. But the best dog father out there would probably be the golden jackal. While they're not the same, let's be honest, coyotes and jackals are like the metric system and whatever Americans use. If you call yourself an American, you probably call it a coyote. If you live literally anywhere else, it's probably a jackal. Coyotes and jackals.
Jackals and coyotes are the same thing? These are the dudes from Halo? No one told me.
Jackals pretty much have the same roles in society. And just like coyotes, golden jackals mate for life, and the male will dig a den for his pregnant female, which he will defend with his life. Golden jackal couples also hunt together, and they're 3 times
Jackal
more
just
successful when
sounds
they do.
cooler.
The father jackal is so devoted that if something ever happened to him, chances are his kids wouldn't pull through with just a single mother working alone. Coyotes are just as ride or die. Not only are they loyal partners, but female coyotes that don't have kids of their own during pupping season will often help their sisters or mothers raise their children. Coyote aunties are very much a thing, and it means a world of a difference
No
to coyote
way.
pups. Speaking of kids, we gotta address the elephant in the room, and that elephant would be the coy wolf. It's exactly what it sounds like. You ever hear the expression F the ops? Yeah, wolves took that at its word. And like almost everything else, this one's on us too. Because while we were out here murking wolves like they owed us oil, the ones that did survive were low on options.
Where's
And
this
I guess
going?
if you squint hard enough at a coyote, it starts to look like a wolf. I like how
You don't even really gotta squint hard. Like, respectfully, I'd probably call a coyote a wolf before this video.
context that sounded deep and profound, but really, we're just talking about coyotes and wolves coitusing. To the point where the northeastern coyote is actually a hybrid that's 60% western coyote, 30% eastern wolf, and about 10% domestic dog, which I can't fully explain. The problem is, coy wolves are bigger than the typical western coyote, while also not being as people shy as the typical wolf.
no.
One thing about coyotes, damn it, they're gonna find a way. But the question is, do coyotes deserve the hate? Again, your answer may depend on if you've ever had a pet that got turned into coyote.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
in their defense, because honestly, someone has to, coyotes don't usually see dogs as prey, usually just competition. And as afraid of them as some people are, coyotes have been responsible for human obituaries twice. Ever. Once in California, once in Canada. Squirrels and deer empty way more seats at family reunions, yet no one's out here declaring war.
Squirrels?
Also,
Hold on. Does he mean people like turning away to not kill a squirrel in the middle of the road? I'm having trouble picturing a squirrel actually unaliving a human like that. It's got to be in a car, right? Okay. Yo, legit, it's sad they died, but mad respect to the people swerving out of the way from a squirrel. You gotta respect that.
declaring war on them. Also, there's a lot of myths surrounding coyotes. One of them is that they'll actively bait dogs into chasing them so they can lead the dog into a pack of coyotes waiting to tear it
I kind of believe that, dude. I don't like, is that actually a myth? Can we confirm that's not a myth?
apart. It's not true. And a lot like with wolves, coyotes are naturally afraid of people. It's when they start associating people with food that things can get bitey.
And as we learned in his latest video, when animals lose their biggest fear.
If you ask me how I feel about farmers flatlining coyotes to protect their livestock, I mean, what do you want them to do? I get it.
True.
Not to sound all PETA in the face about it, there's humane ways to do it. I literally watched a video of a guy setting his pit bull loose on a coyote and watching it slowly break its leg while the coyote cried in pain and the owner was just recording. And that's where
That's pretty cringe, respectfully. Then again, if that owner's like cat was eaten by that coyote and he sent his pit bull, I don't think he has a cat that was eaten by the coyote. But I'm just saying, if that happened, I'm trying to put myself in the position. I might become extremely like sick and twisted and demented. I might just let the dog like torture the coyote. I might go full demon time if I saw that coyote eat my cat. I'm just trying to be real and relate to the sicko who did that.
like, damn, reincarnation really something, because Twain's still out here leaving his mark. I'm not asking you to like coyotes. I'm just saying anything with that much of a will to live and that little of a fire under a cautious kangaroo to give about anyone else, I mean, at some point you gotta respect the game. Their entire existence is out of spite and a middle finger to everyone else. I mean, man survived 70 years of disrespect and a second Space Jam. That's gotta count for something. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video, which you can probably tell I had a lot of
karma
fun with.
making.
For more consistent content, be sure to follow my TikTok and Instagram. I try to post daily on both. And if you would like to support this channel, my Patreon's
W video. If you have money, sub to his Patreon. And if you have no money and enjoyed my video, please leave a like. Helps out a lot. But that was goated. Final stance on coyotes. I do respect them a lot. And if they didn't eat a bunch of cats, I'd probably say they're cool. I'd probably say I like them.